Hey Dragons, welcome to this critical update. It's great to see you here. Today I'm going to share with you some really amazing things. We have a transformational changes that are happening and historical changes that are happening in the Dragon Alliance. And you don't want to miss today's update because everything is about to change and some really amazing things have happened. Let's go over what we have in store for you today. The first thing we're going to go over the CF2 launch. I'm going to show you why Client Flow 2 is going to be our big winner and how it's going to position us to reach $100 million valuation by the end of next year. I know it's really surprising. It seems much sooner than we anticipated, but that's what the plan has shown us, and that's what the numbers and estimates have revealed. So I'm super excited to show you all of that. The second thing I want to share with you is how we got here. How did we achieve our 6.2 million valuation? How we built our foundation and how we got here so far. And then third is our hyper growth strategy. I'm going to show you how we're going to get to that $100 million valuation and our step-by-step strategic and tactical plan to make it happen. And there's some really amazing things there. Also, guys, stay tuned. Watch until the end because there are changes happening to Dragon Coin, Dragon shares, and there's an opportunity where you can get 200% more Dragon shares. And finally, as a thank you for watching this video and being an engaged investor, engaged member, that you're going to be getting 1,500 Dragon shares. All right, so with that, let's jump in and get started. So Client Flow 2, we've been working very hard and we've been developing and testing products and working with customers and doing research, and it's now Client Flow 2 is really proving to be our big winner. And already in anticipation of this launch and just from the small work that we've done so far, we got 3,000 people that are interested. We got 480 people on a waiting list, and our closed beta is going to launch in 3 to 4 weeks. And what I want to show you next is why I believe and why so many people are now saying that Client Flow 2 is going to be the next big winner. Because when they are seeing some of the features and seeing how the software is working, they are saying things like, I've never seen this before, this doesn't exist anywhere on the market, and let's go through that. So, as you've seen already from the demo, if you have seen the demo, the promise of Client Flow 2 is that you can just join, just open, go to Artemis and just start talking with it. And just by talking to Artemis, within 10 to 15 minutes of just talking with Artemis, Artemis will already be reaching out and emailing dozens of your ideal prospects. Artemis will literally start getting you clients and leads within minutes of talking to it. And all of this is without any prior data, website, email inboxes, email lists, email setup. How we've set up the software and our plan is, they're literally, you don't need anything. And you don't need any tech knowledge. There's no setup involved. In fact, the only thing is you talk with Artemis. And Artemis will ask you questions, will interview you, and if you don't know the answer, Artemis will then coach you, consult you, tell you, okay, and help guide you through some of the answers. And if Artemis doesn't know the answer, it's something Artemis needs to research, it will go online and get that answer for you. So that's the main promise of Artemis and Client Flow 2, and why I believe it's going to be such a big winner, because there's no setup involved. You don't need anything for it to work. You just talk with it and it gets you leads, it gets you clients, it gets you appointments, it gets you deals. But how does that work more tactically? Let's go through kind of the step-by-step of how the onboarding process and everything will work. So when a new user shows up, and they just have to just start talking to Artemis. So right away, there's no forms to fill out. There's no that kind of old janky software to use. It just same way with ChatGPT. You just start talking to Artemis, and Artemis will create your account or log you in. Then it's going to start asking you questions, and from those questions, it's going to build your business profile. It's going to know what your offer is, what your business is, who your target market is, who your target customers are. It's going to know all of that from just chatting with you, coaching you, consulting you, helping you figure out to build your business profile. And then it's going to present for your proposal and tell you, okay, that sounds great. So look, this is what we have available. We have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100 businesses we can reach out for you. I can start emailing 100, 200, 300 businesses a day. So within this month, I can maybe get you, 100 or 500 leads. So right away, Artemis will generate a proposal or report. And then all the user has to do is put in their payment info. If that proposal looks good to them, they just put in their business info and okay, that sounds great. Let's try it out. Let's test it out. Let's try out the system. And then that's when the magic of Artemis and CF2 really happens. That's when Artemis will deploy the system. And the first thing it's going to do is going to register a new domain, and then it's going to set up email inboxes. And the reason why it's doing that is that we're eliminating the tech setup. One of the big issues we saw, and that was a big obstacle why people struggled with CF1, Client Flow 1, was the tech setup. People got stuck on that step, it just having to have a business domain or a dedicated email domain, a dedicated email inbox, and then having to connect that and work with DNS and all of this stuff. Now, we've solved all of that with CF2. There's no more of that tech setup involved. Artemis will literally do it for you. Now it's going to go, and Artemis right now is going to be connected to 5 to 10 million businesses right away. So it's going to start building a list of your ideal customers and clients and find the markets, the niches that are best for you. And then it's going to start researching those businesses and building a profile on them. And then it's going to validate and get the data from them. It will get their email, their phone number, all the information that it needs. And then it's going to start sending out personalized email campaigns to every single business to start reaching out to them. And all of this Artemis will do by itself. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to set up a campaign. You don't have to literally, it's just talking with Artemis and telling it, okay, that sounds good. Let's get started. And Artemis will do 50, 100, 500 different things for you. But Artemis doesn't stop there, because Artemis then is going to do system management. It's going to manage the system. So now Artemis really is almost like replacing an entire lead generation team. And Artemis is really the manager, the top level manager that manages the system, controls the system, evaluates the system. And one thing Artemis will do in CF2 is it's going to continuously email businesses. So not only just send one campaign, it will send multiple campaigns. It will learn from what's happening and send more campaigns. Second thing it's going to do is going to respond and follow up and manage the leads. So here, CF2 isn't just an email sending software. It's really a complete inbox management software, because it's going to respond to every inquiry that comes in. So when people email you back and say, I'm interested, but how much is it? Or what is this about? Or they have some random question, Artemis will answer those questions. All right, Artemis will answer those questions, and it's going to be working in the CRM to get people through the stages, to turn them from kind of inquiries into appointments, into closed deals, into sales. And then it's going to give you reports and updates. When you talk with Artemis, Artemis knows all the data that's happening, so you can ask Artemis, hey, how is the last campaign doing? Or how can we get more leads? Or how is this particular business doing? And it will be able to give you reports and discuss with you the data, because Artemis has memory. It will have all the data, all the memory. So when you talk with it, Artemis knows. And this is a final feature, and really I think this is the key differentiator. This is very important, guys. This is our unique selling proposition. And really, I would challenge anybody today to go out and research and see if there is any software like this on the market. And you will find there is none, right? We are really on the cusp of the innovation. In terms of the product development, we are right on the edge. And that was one reason why we've been working so hard in order so that we can launch a truly competitive product. So with Artemis, you can manage the entire software from the chat, right? We've seen some competitors in the AI space that are building AI lead generation, but guess what? Their software is like CF1. It's old school. It's like 2010 software. You have to click on buttons and forms and do a million things, and it's very tedious. And what we saw with CF1, and that's why we saw CF1, even though it had great capabilities, but the user experience was not so good. because people struggled to set it up. People loved the idea, but the setup was too difficult for them. Now with CF2, the main innovation we're bringing is, hey, you can do all of this with chat. You don't have to set anything up. You don't have to fill out forms. You don't have to do anything. And CF2 will autonomously generate lists, leads, appointments, and even it can close deals if you ask it to, and tell it to deploy its sales agents. How amazing is that, guys? I mean, this is a huge milestone, and I'm so proud that we've achieved it and that we are prepared to launch it. And powering all this is going to be 5 to 10 million businesses that Artemis and ClientFlow 2 is going to have access to, and will be able to use to build your leads and lists and get you your clients. And then by December, by the end of the year, our plan is to have a database of 50 million businesses, and for us to really start building the most powerful B2B database and data bank that we can use, that will give us pretty much omniscient information, omniscient data. So Artemis will basically know the entire B2B market and basically be able to pull you any business that you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. So how awesome is that? Okay, so all of this is really showing us the power of Artemis and CF2 and how it's positioned us for just this massive growth that we are anticipating. But where are we now with Dragon and our ultimate roadmap? What, how have things been going and what have we achieved recently? Let's review a little bit, and here are the 7 software packages that we've delivered so far. So of course we all know the Dragon platform that we know and love, and where we track our dragons, we track our shares, we track the valuation, right? Our whole alliance is based there. That was our foundation. And then some of you remember Dragon Eye. That was our beginning. That was our first lead generation software. You remember that achievement we did where we generated like 3,000 chiropractors in like 2 hours on my laptop. And then we built Dragon Form. That was our funnel software and our form software for surveys and quizzes and everything. And then if you remember, right after then the AI revolution came, and that's when ChatGPT exploded on the market, and suddenly ChatGPT went from 0 to like 100 million users in like 30 days. And we all realized that, hey, the AI revolution is here. We can't be building old software. We have to build software for the 2020s and 2030s, not to the 2010s and 2000s. So that was a big pivot, and that first came with Dragon Bot, where we created the chatbot, our basic AI chatbot. And then we realized, okay, we need really smarter AI, and we built Dragon AI and the Dragon AI agents, and then we connected that to ClientFlow and to the email engine. And all of this and everything that we've achieved has gotten us to the 6.2 million valuation, and with all of our projections and everything. And that's been the foundation that we're on. What I want to share with you is that actually we are ahead of schedule toward our $1 billion goal by 2029. As you can see, in the green is our expected or target growth, and in the purple is what's actually been happening. And I want to share with you something that might be a little bit shocking and really kind of surprised me until we did the math and calculated the numbers and to see where we were. We are actually on track to get to a $100 million valuation by the end of 2025. Now you might be thinking, how can we, we're at 6 million now. How can we get to 100 million by the end of 2025? Well, welcome to the world of startups, and welcome to the world of this growth and opportunity, and how these startups grow. When you heard about like Instagram, you heard about all these companies, how they got acquired for billions of dollars. They followed this type of process, and this is what I'm going to show you in our roadmap. So right now we are estimating, and our target is that we want to get 1,000 users, right? That's our target. And we want to get $120 per user per month. That's it, right? That's our target. We want to achieve that by the end of the year. Let's say we do achieve that. If we achieve that target of 1,000 users, we're going to have then a monthly revenue of 120,000. But look at this, okay? And our yearly revenue is going to be 1.4 million. Now, the thing is, we are a startup. We are an AI startup. We are a tech startup, right? We are in the B2B. We have, recurring revenue and SaaS. All of those factors and our business plan, it gives us a 20 to 30x valuation, right? That's how our valuation would be calculated for a startup in our category, 20 to 30x. So when you look at the low valuation, just by the end of this year,